Hey, it's Clay, and this will be the weekly review of the Power Profit Scan newsletter, which is a part of the subscription service at claytrader.com. The other part is the live trading chat room. But for this, we're going to focus here on the newsletter. Quickly, a few disclaimers, although I suppose one you're going to see play out here. But first off, I am not trying to portray that every single alert I send out is a massive winner and money is always raining down from the sky. Nobody is perfect. No scan is perfect. Nothing is perfect. So I don't want this to come across like I'm trying to give you the impression that if you sign up, you are just going to be swimming in a sea of, $100 bills. Second part with that, though, is the importance of risk management, risk analysis, risk control. Because losses happen, no matter what some people may try to portray, they happen. So because you know that, this is why you need to control them. Because the one side is, yeah, losses happen, but there is a two-sided coin. Winners also happen. So when those wins do occur, you want to make sure that you have your account in the best possible spot to succeed. And then the next part is we are going to go back to the week of March 4th of 2019. Why are you going so far back? Perfectly fair question. First, it's simply giving the chart plenty of time to play out so we can see what happened. And then second, it's just a matter of being fair. The last thing I want is for somebody to pay for the subscription, then all of a sudden see that stuff out there for free. That person would feel pretty ripped off, and I'd say they'd be justified in that feeling. So that is why we are going back a couple of weeks for those couple of reasons. So with that being said, let's get into it. The first alert to focus here on is ticker symbol ADMS. And as you see here, just threw it in the technical pattern category as a bull pennant. Couple things first. Hey, Clay, what prices do you cover? That's a big question. I'll cover any price from sub-penny stocks to stocks that are over 100. For me, it's not necessarily about the price. It's about probabilities, meaning do I think that the probabilities of success are in our favor or against us? And that's my main driving criteria, not the price of the stock. So prices are all over the place. And for those of you that have watched past videos in this series, you've seen stocks, across the board. Another question is, okay, Clay, hey, when do you send these out? These are sent out over the weekend. That way you have plenty of time to digest, to look at them. So it's not like it's some text alert that you have to make a decision in, 2 seconds. Plenty of time for everybody to keep in, to watch, to do their analysis on and all of that. None of this, these shenanigans where people send something out, text alert, and you have to make a split-second decision. Nothing like that. So like I said, ADMS, we had the technical pattern of the bull pennant. Let's see how this one played out. So this was the chart, like I said, going into the new week. And first, let's see that Monday. You can see that the price actually gapped up above it, but I'm assuming that you bought the previous breakout area, which was right here at 1180. So it gapped up, but you're patient. You let the price come to you. And then this happened. The price, nasty gap down, and that equated to a loss of 26.3%. But here's the other learning lesson here that I want to get across is, let's say you're like, no, it's going to bounce back. I'm going to hold. Well, let's see what that mentality would have led to. I'm going to hold. It'll bounce back. Well, you look at where the price is now at, as of the recording of this video, negative 43.8%. Don't get me wrong. Nobody wants to take a 26% loss, but just to think, now that loss has expanded down to basically 44%, and it may not be done. That loss could get even bigger and bigger. But like I said at the beginning, I'm not here to try to proclaim that every single alert is going to be a moneymaker. This happens. This is part of trading, and it is what it is. But, this is why you got to just keep risk under control. And what do I mean by under control? Well, again, if you would have just hopped out and said, yeah, that was a buzzkill, bummer, gotten out for, the 26%, you wouldn't, there's a big difference between 26% and 43. So right there is some risk management and risk control. But like I said, it is what it is. Let's move on to the next one. Next one here, ticker symbol YRIV. And just throwing out the question, hey, is there some sort of bottom forming? There is a whole lot of volume right here. And then you can see had this nice little wedge pattern here. So like I said, just kind of throwing it out there. Hey, is this some sort of bottom? So let's see how this one all played out. Again, keep in mind the price. Now we're talking about a stock that's below a dollar. So we're talking about a quote unquote penny stock, if you will. So let's see how this one played out. Again, on Monday, the price actually gapped up open, but this it brings a tear to my eye as far as the power of charts. Again, are they perfect? No, but it's pretty neat to watch how this plays out. But remember that the previous one we just looked at, ADMS, we said, all right, well, if it pulls back to the breakout, the former breakout point, that could be an entry point. So let's just watch how this played out. And it did indeed pull back. And right there you can see opportunity right there around, we'll just call it 55 cents, probably technically a little bit lower, but we'll call it 55 cents. You could have bought and entered onto the previous breakout point. And watch how this acts. Look at how it absolutely just hovers right above that line. So, I mean, just bounce, 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 bounce. I mean, that's technical analysis at its best, and then gets the nice move there. But also keep in mind where this upper or the lower trend line is. So that green line now comes into play. And keep in mind, from the people that entered right here, it's not like anything has crashed. So I am by no means being unreasonable or illogical to think that those people that were buying right here were still holding through all this. It's now, if this thing crashed all the way down to 30 cents and then came back up, and I said, yeah, and those people are still holding. Yeah, they're still holding, but that would have been a terrible habit. But you see here, no crashes at all. Now, did this one require a little bit of patience? I suppose that, depends on your sort of personal risk tolerance. But anyway you look at it, all of a sudden, huge movement up there to just shy of the $2 mark. And that equated to a 251% move. I mean, and this is kind of a bad example because even if you had held the other one to 43% and then taken a loss, this one right here would have still easily wiped away. Now, I don't want to say that anybody played it perfectly. So let's say you screwed up half the trade and you only got 125% from it. But even that, I mean, preferably, yeah, you only took the 26% loss. And then it would have been that much more green in your pocket if you would have made 125% on this one. But even if you took the 43% on it, yeah, this is kind of an example that's backfiring, because I don't want to be able to say that even if you had taken the 43% loss, you'd have still been bailed out. But you get what I'm saying, though. The point is, what a mover. That's why just get out when things violate your plan and live to fight another day, because you never know when one of these may be right around the corner. 251%. And, I mean, realistically, you could have gotten 200% out of it. But like I said, we'll stay conservative and say you screwed up half the trade, and 125%. Very, very nice mover and some beautiful technical analysis. Sure, you had to wait a little while on the back test, the pullback, let it consolidate it out, and then rip again. But, yeah, beautiful play. And then the final one right here, ticker symbol BPTH, threw it in the pullback play category. And like I said right here, don't chase. Don't chase. We don't want to chase. But I said, but if panic hits, this one could be a nice pullback entry with good risk versus reward. So very clearly here, just kind of questioning. You don't want to chase, so you don't want to be buying up here. But if it does pull back to this right around 460-ish area, then yeah, could definitely be a nice little potential trade. So let's see how this one played out. One more reminder from a price action perspective. So we've looked at one that was up over $10. We've looked at one that was below $1. And now we're looking at one that's, below 10, but still up above, penny stock status. So like I said, price movement or price ranges all over the place. So how did this one play out? Well, I kind of let the cat out of the bag a little bit, because that's what it was looking like. So the first day pulls back a little bit. Still not quite sure or where we want it, or not quite at where we want it, but right there. Right to that green line, went slightly below it, but members, plenty of opportunity to get in right there. And then pure insanity occurs. Next day right there, makes the move up, but no, it's not done. Next move right there, look how high that ultimately went. Went up as high as, and I quote, $73.52. For a gain, for a profit window of 1,498%. From $4 and basically 60 cents up to over $70 in the time span of less than 2 days. Now, I am not saying anybody absolutely nailed the bottom, absolutely nailed the top. But again, let's say you screwed up. Let's say you screwed up 90% of the trade. So you screwed up 90% of the trade. I mean, that's still giving you over 100% gain on the trade. I mean, if you screwed up 90% of the trade, usually I'm always going, 50%. You screwed up half the trade. But here, let's just say you screwed up 90% of the trade. You're still looking at over 100% move on this one. And just an absolute legend now within the community. And I don't know. I've been doing the newsletter for a long time now, so I don't know if this was necessarily a record for the newsletter, especially if you factor in options and people that use options. Then yeah, there's been many others that have gone over 1,000%. But actually, just straight up stock, this may be a record. But regardless, BPTH, an absolute monster. If you're interested in learning more about the Inner Circle and this subscription service, you can do so at claytrader.com/team, or you can just join. But these are pretty much all the bullet points, as I said at the beginning. Yeah, we went over the Power Profit Scan newsletter, but the other dynamic is that live trading chat room where I hang out every single day and alert my trading, and other people are. It's just a great, solid community. And at the end of the day, I mean, it's $99 per year, not per month, not per quarter, per year. If you do the math, that breaks down to $1.90 per week, or like $8.25 per month. So I'm very confident, as I say every week, that over the time span of 12 months, I'm more than confident you're going to get at least $99 worth of value. And I mean, come on. In the same week, one stock moved up over 200%, another stock 1,400%. I think that's worth $99 a year. And as a heads up, those prices, the $99 is probably going to be going up. I don't know when, but we're working on a Clay Trader 4.0 version. So version 4 of the site. We've been around for we've been over for 6 years. We've been around for over 6 years now, and we're now going on our 4th revision of the site. And with that is going to come some pricing changes. And this level, or this price, will be changing. I'm 90% sure on that. And if you want to just roll the dice that you think if this is some sort of marketing gimmick on my part, that's fine. But don't be coming back and saying, hey, will you honor that $99 price? No, because I'm telling you about it with at least still a few weeks left. But just a heads up there. Even at 100, I'm thinking of changing it to 197 per year. So even at 197 per year, I mean, give me a break. That is peanuts compared to the alerts that have been made. But overall, if you are interested, sign up. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments section, or hit me up on social media, or whatever makes your life easiest.